Our next speaker knows our transformation all too intimately. He has been our fearless leader through all 4 years, and he's always challenging us and encouraging us to grow in new ways. As little kids, we always envisioned our principals to be these mean disciplinarians, but luckily, we had quite the opposite. Few principals roam the cafeteria at lunchtime to sit and talk to students about their upcoming quizzes, athletic games, or even just small talk. He is always here to support us with that classic accent that we've all imitated at least once. And so it is with great honor and pleasure that I introduce our next speaker, our principal, Dr. Michael Doran.
Thank you, Tyler. Good afternoon on this special occasion in this beautiful historic building. So welcome, class of 2013. Welcome, esteemed guests, family and friends, especially Mr. Philip Kaufman, member of the Board of Education, Dr. Starr, superintendent of our school system, Dr. Donna Hollingshead, community superintendent, Mr. Pat Brunzo, director of school support and improvement, and Mr. Brian Edwards. What's your title, Brian? Brian's a friend of mine. Thank you to our musicians for their rousing playing and fine singing, and a warm, warm welcome to Miss Chris Liu and Mrs. Cecilia Munez, our guest speakers for today. I thank you for taking their time out of their busy schedules. Graduates, let me open by giving thanks to those who have been most supportive to you on this journey. First, the principals who are here representing their world-class schools and who shepherd you through those important foundation years. So those elementary principals, please stand, my colleagues and my friends. Mr. Barnett from Cold Spring. Miss Malcotti, Lakewood. Miss Silverstein, Falls Mead. Miss Schenk, Trevilla. Miss Williams, Stone Mill. And Mr. Miners, Dufeef could not be with us. Now, would Dr. Jones and Dr. Smith from Frost and Cabin John please stand? These were the principals and their schools that looked after you in the most horrible, awful, in-between years called middle school, where youth is stranger than fiction. You, ladies and gentlemen, deserve both our sympathy and our respect. In the past 4 years, our graduates have been mentored, cared for, and challenged with rigorous and innovative teaching. The immensely talented faculty and staff at Wootton High School, please stand. Some of these graduates really need to thank you. Now, let us not forget those parents who were our first teachers, who have loved and protected you and are now about to let you go. This is an exciting and sad time for them. They've supported you through the good times and the rough. I think many of them will still be supporting you for several years to come. So graduates, appreciation for those parents. Parents and families, I also want to thank you for supporting Wootton High School, and me personally for the past 4 years. I do not take that support for granted. I also want to thank, on this wonderful occasion, our senior sponsors, Mrs. Gresham, Mrs. Rice, for all the extra work they did for you. Our graduation coordinator, Mr. Thompson. He tells me he used to have hair. I also want a shout out for Mrs. Thorpe, Mr. Kuhn, and the Patriot Ambassadors for all the help that they've given us. A special thanks to your own individual, wonderful 12th grade administrator, Mrs. Gomez. She's been a strong... She's been a strong advocate for you for these past 2 years and will be happy. Sorry to see you leave. She told me that. We also have a guest here to see you graduate. Dr. Nottingham was your guide during your 9th and 10th grade, so we're really feel very special and blessed that Dr. Nottingham is here to see you go out into the world. Thank you, AJ. From the moment this class of 2013 entered Wooten High School just 4 short years ago, this class impressed me with their unique spirit and their diverse abilities. Let me just give you a few highlights. We have 11 National Merit finalists. Please stand. Amai Dadi, Austin Feng, Suvik Ghosh, Michelle A. He, Christina Wang, Chong Lee, Sophie Lee, Kathleen Liu, Susan McGrattan, Heidi Shaw, and Eric Yi. Congratulations. In May, Wooten High School students sat for 2,618 AP exams in 26 subjects. I'm not sure I can actually name 26 subjects. This totaled 1,350 individual students. This year, our students were offered almost $24 million in scholarships to over 300 individual students. In 2008, it was only $6 million. So Wooten students are wanted, but in the right way. Now, Wooten students have always been concerned about the world around them, and this class has surpassed any of its predecessors. The senior class had the second highest number of meritorious service awards in MCPS, 191 of you. That's almost 35% of this group, giving well beyond the norm in student service learning hours. The state requirement is for 75 hours. This class contributed 116,000, which averages about 200 hours per student. The student with the most SSL hours, and I don't know how she had enough time to graduate, was Sarah Chen, who clocked 1,290 hours. Sarah, please stand. Thank you. Yes, AP scholars did take advantage of the rigorous programs we offered, but Wooten offered much more for you guys. It immersed you in other incredible opportunities. The drama this year of Ragtime, our incredible music program where we have more students make All-State than any other school in MCPS, where our Festival of the Arts showcases future artist professionals, and where our yearbook, Lit Mag, and newspaper all won gold medals from Columbia Press. Our strong athletic program, where we win far more than we lose. Overall varsity record was 170 wins, 68 losses. That's pretty amazing. This year we were state champions in boys soccer. As I played soccer all my life, and it's my favorite sport, did I tell you we were state champions in soccer? We also were state champions in golf and in girls swimming. We had individual winners in tennis. Mateo and Gabriel in tennis. You guys stand. Because I had such faith in Mateo, I actually owe him a dinner, am I right? Yeah. And we also had 3 in track. Gwen Shaw, Sylvia Deppen, and John Tresiak. Please stand. Now, just a few words of my own. These past 3 commencements, I've shared with parents my personal reflections about my own 2 children leaving and going off to college, and how much I missed them. I told stories of how much I even missed the annoying things they did. There was never any milk left in the fridge. Dirty shoes were stacked in the foyer. So last year I advised the parents, don't worry about the students going off to college. It's not that bad. All you needed to do was get a dog. I did that. So I've run out of children and I've run out of dogs. But what I want to just share with you is that I'm discovering there is good news when these students leave. It is that when these graduates-to-be leave, they never actually really leave. College semesters are incredibly short. And they'll be home more than you realize and maybe want. In 4 years, they'll graduate. Guess where many will show up? At least for a while, back home. Mine did. What I did not bargain for, though, was that they also stay with us in another way. The memories, the hopes and dreams we have for them and of their future will continue in us. Also, the reality of helping them relocate at least 3 or 4 times, the weddings, the grandchildren, and maybe the overwhelming realization that this parent thing, the responsibility never truly ends. So on the threshold of high school graduation, our hearts are filled with such thoughts of the exciting future stories yet to be written by these fine young graduates. Oh, by the way, actually, there's one more thought about this empty nest syndrome. Do you realize the amount of stuff they leave behind? We have closets, shelves, basements, under beds filled with their precious memorabilia. Sam's Fortress of Solitude stays with us, bags of his fencing gear, camping equipment, Emma's American Girl collection, her Irish dancing dresses, soccer clothes and trophies. So even if they are so-called gone, they still take up a lot of space. So this lot will continue to take up a lot of space in our homes, but also in our lives and in our hearts. So my message is simple, parents. Don't despair. They will always be there. And now, graduates. Remember, I do love you, even though I was kind of nasty just now about you. Wooten has been like a second home to you, a place where you shared and cared, where you toiled and you laughed, and even grew up together. I hope it means as much to you as it does to me. So as an Irishman, I traditionally leave you with this Irish blessing. May you have warm words on a cool evening, a full moon on a dark night, and a smooth road all the way to your door. I hope after these 732 days together, I've earned the right to say, Class of 2013, good luck, friends, and always remember the relationships you made at Wooten, and always, always remember, Patriots rule.